but I do want to talk about getting started with Google Screen because I know from personal experience in talking to a lot of attorneys, and because this is so new and this model is different, that they're hesitant, as lawyers often are. They're hesitant to to go about getting started with Google Screen. So can you take us through that process a little bit and sort of explain how difficult or not difficult it is?
Yep. So one thing I will say is anytime there's a new ad format, you want to be first to it because there's less competition. So what one area that big advertisers or those that use agencies have a leg up on is they can oftentimes get whitelisted into these things before they're actually released to anyone with an account. So first things first, get there fast, because when it first came out in 2020, it was way for legal services. It came out 2015 for a lot of contractors and other services. It was very effective. It's still effective now, but not as effective as it was 2 years ago because there was less competition. It's an auction. So obviously the more people who jump in, the higher the per lead costs are going to go up. But I would say the process to get started is one, making sure it makes sense for your case type. So the easiest way to do that is to look at the different categories or to call an agency like ours, and we'll have a call with you and just let you know, hey, this makes sense for you. This does not make sense for you. Two would be gather all the info needed. So they're going to do background checks on the founder and some of the attorneys, depending on how you submit it. Those searches typically go back for about 7 years, and they're really just looking for felonies. We have never had a single client fail these tests because typically to be like a lawyer, you're going through these checks anyway. You need to have liability insurance. So again, that's something we've never seen be a problem because all lawyers are required to have insurance. And you need to be able to show proof of active bar membership, which again, has never been an issue for any attorney. So those are the main three areas. The fourth area, which can be a sticking point, is you need to have an average review score of above 3 stars. So again, most firms have above this, but we have seen instances where some firms don't for specific locations or things like that. So you actually need to build that up prior to being able to get all that through. So the process sometimes can take some time. It can take a couple of weeks to hear back in some instances. I think the longest we've ever seen is about 5 weeks, but typically the turnaround is about 2 weeks. But other than that, that is pretty much the process.